you, I know what you're going to say, what you're going to do, how much you're going to bring home. See the trap is right there. They got the politicians. They got them. Most of them are homosexuals. Most of them cheating on their wife. You see all the stuff that's coming out now. It's happening because the truth is coming out. Noble Drew Ali was always say he's going to make the European tell the truth. He's going to make them tell the truth. Brilliant brother who was trying to do it, and it blew my mind because I was riding. This first time I was here, I was shocked to see a pyramid. I said, wait a minute, do you know this was the original Memphis? They got a pyramid down here, but they tore down Dr. York's in Atlanta. And we watching and saying, yeah, he was crazy, he's some type of cult. We all deal with cult, it's a culture. Where my etymology at? Cult just means culture. Hip hop has a culture too. So what they said, they made our people go against Dr. York to make it seem like he was crazy, so they drummed up all these charges on him when he was the only, but he had a picture of a Jesus on the sidewalk, on a, what is it, expressway? On the side of the road. That's a soir for Europeans. Now I'm riding here, I was coming from San Francisco, and I saw crosses like made up on a mountain, and I was like, wow. And then we was coming here, then we see these big crosses. Wait a minute, I'm ready to contact somebody. Like, this is insane. To see, like, I'm watching this because it's in my subconscious mind. Like, I'm like, this is crazy. Come to Christianity. This is what they're telling you. People not even knowing what that symbol means. It's your cardinal points. Your fire, your earth, your air, your water. Your winter, summer, spring, fall. North, south, east, west. That's all it is. The Pope knows that. He holds your secrets. He wears a fish hat. Think about it. Jesus fed the multitude of people what? 2 pieces of fish? That was the age of the Pisces. That's all it was. We ushered in now the house of what? Aquarius. Inquiring minds want to know. Philadelphia, they have an inquiring newspaper. Inquire. Aquarius. Follow the man in the house with the water barrier. There it is. He knows all these things. But you don't know because they say that's witchcraft or, you know, I love witchcraft because I was like, witchcraft are you talking about? I mean, it is. It's just a job. See how they play the game? They just call it a job now. And it's a craft. That's it. What craft are you working with? We have many of them. Which one you want to know about? Remember the Living Color single? This is the dude comes in the house, Jamaican brother. He's changing his clothes from a mailman to a carpenter. That's his craft. We didn't have one thing, but in the society, they make you think. Again, they're training you to know one thing. This is why I had to step away from radio for 9 years. Because I caught myself being caught there. So now, if that's all I know is that, what am I going to do when that's over? Go crazy, shoot myself, jump in front of a train? Think about it. Somebody jumped in front of a train in L.A. I was on a train. Why? I'm sitting there saying, what made a person do that? What makes somebody just jump? When I'm in New York, it's the same thing. They jumping. Oh, they might have lost their job, couldn't buy Christmas gifts. This is one in New York. A male and a female jumping in front of a train on New Year's Christmas Eve. Together, hand in hand. But this is what happens. Because they put you in that little box. Like Lauryn Hill says, psychological locks. You're sitting there. That's all you know. So now, what happens? I can't pay my car note. It's $569. Let it go. It's not yours. Let's create our own. One thing I've learned from being on tour with Karis Way is don't get attached to nothing. Nothing. Know its purpose. Know why you have a car. Know why you have these things because next year they got something better. They got iPhones coming out every 2 years. I was ready to go get another one too. I said, wait a minute, hold up. See, but think about what instead of us buying the phone, why don't we create a phone company? We got all these people in colleges with all these PhDs and CBSs and NBCs. We go in. Minister Farrakhan just went to, I believe it was Howard University. If y'all don't see it, if you didn't see it, go look up Minister Farrakhan in Howard University in April. He talked about everybody in there. Even called him the N-word, nigga. I'm not tied down to nobody, I can say that too. But he called him that and said, you're going to beg for a job instead of creating a job. You don't go to college to create it. I mean, go look for a job or beg. You create the job. We all have that in us. All of us. Where's our newspapers at? I don't want to keep getting this. right here. This is not even our paper, to tell you the truth, because somebody, I believe Jews is backing this, I think. And I agree with the guy. You have to, he ain't apologize. He ain't apologizing. He don't have to. Because you know what's going to happen? What did they say? Umar said on the tape. They'll go what? Right back. Again. We broke. We broke. We ain't doing no boycotting no more. Staying off the buses like they used to do back in the day. This is where the whole term come from, carpool. Because they didn't get on the buses. They got in the car and they picked everybody up. See how they pick all our stuff up? They got it from us. It's nothing that this European creates but destruction. That's it. So with that, I know I went a little further than I was supposed to. I'm going to take some questions about the film. And also, y'all, I do have other DVDs. I have one with, how many people know Mel Jackson from Soul Food? The brother, light-skinned, women in here, the pretty boy, lick his lips. He played the Temptations also. Yeah. He actually is the one that inspired me to actually do the Noble Drug League, because I wanted to go straight to a film. And he said, no, do a play first. If I get the money, I'll do it. He said, do a play, then do a documentary, and then do the movie. You know, I just gave a copy of Noble Drug League to John Singleton when I see him in L.A. But this is a movie. This is actually the first movie I ever saw done on the Moors. About Hawthorne James, Big Red. He's in here. He's the one who wrote this. Yeah, it was actually to grab the average person's attention on the street. It ain't got nothing to do with stick-up. It show you how they sticking you up. And actually about the regentrification of Harlem and how we need to take it back. And who was the original people of here, also called the Leninoppies, or the Manhattans. And there's a book called Ancient and Modern Bricks, was written in 1884 by a guy named David McRitchie. 1884. Why is it not in the schools? About who the original bricks were. It was you. Europeans are British. That's the storyline of Popeye and Brutus. Popeye was them. He always says it when they come on. He's an Englishman. Brutus was us. We was the brutes. He always had a hue complexion. Olive is the woman. Our complexion is not black, it's olive, which is natural. The storyline is there, but he wrote this in 1884. But when you watch the movie, the cartoon, it will show you what was going on. He was eating his greens, like chlorophyll, chlorella, green things to energize you. See, the story is all there, but we don't know who we are. As the Masons would say, we were knocked in our head and knocked unconscious. Right? For real. And this is actually a video that Brother Sabir Bey, one of my greatest teachers, man, we did in the Bronx, exposing Mason. Taj, yeah. He's actually in Chi-Town right now, doing his thing, and I have to give that elder much props, man, because he makes me move. Seriously, Taj is in his mid-60s, so, and he keeps it moving. He's doing a lecture actually right now in Chicago. You know, but on here, we actually talked about the history between the Masons and the Moors. This is a TV show. My sister always had the heart enough to have us on there to talk about this on her show. We exposed it. And talk about all the history come from us. We don't tie anything down, no secrets in this thing. We did have secret society, dropped the vows, and secret was sacred. Same thing. So we don't understand it. So this is what we get. When we deal with our Moorish science, we dealing with etymology, we're dealing with history, we're dealing with law, we're dealing with a lot of things. Not just trying to get out of pay taxes. Study the law. Then you realize you don't. Just read the Constitution. Read it. How many people got a Constitution? Read it. It's a deep document. It says India is not taxed. But you don't know that you're the Indian or the indigo child. See? It's dark. That's all it means. We don't understand. We don't have to fight so hard. We just deal with the truth. That's all we got to do is deal with truth. That's it. And you got a lot of people that look like you and I that's going to try to keep us in this predicament that we're in because they're benefiting off of this. And most of them won't come out again because they have something on them. They gave them money, they either a homosexual or a lesbian, or they cheated on their wife. So they ain't going to come out and tell you anything. It ain't happening. But now what the European is doing is, he's really now is telling